Where are you right now that doesn't feel right? You know you don't need to be there. I don't know if it's a relationship. I don't know if it's a job. I don't know if it's a situation. I don't know if it's a habit. I don't even know if it's a connection. You felt it early, but you stayed anyway. And now you're trying to figure it out, and it's going to cost you your peace if you don't be obedient to what God is calling you to do in this season. Hey sis, welcome back to my channel, honey. Or if you new around here, welcome. It's your girl, Tamika Renee. This is your space for real faith, for real life, because over here, we ain't just talking about God, honey. We're talking about how to actually hear him, follow him, and start repeating cycles that keep hurting us. I need to tell you something that happened to me because I didn't realize it at the moment, but God was warning me and I ignored it. And it cost me big time. Baby, if you've been listening to the podcast, you already know we are in the series on discernment, and it's going to bless your soul. We're talking about discernment again today. This is week 2 in this series, and we're talking about what happens when you hear God, but you choose to ignore him. Back in 2014, I was in Texas in a situation I had no business being in. I was being disobedient. I was out of alignment. And I was doing what I wanted to do instead of what was right. Instead of doing what God called me to do. And while I was there, guess what happened? Honey, a horse kicked me in my knee. And I brushed it off like it was nothing, but it wasn't nothing. And if you want to hear more about the horse, comment horse below and I'll tell you all about it. Sis, let me be real with you, honey, because baby, that's all I know how to be, okay? I wasn't just in Texas. I was in sin. I was fornicating. I was entertaining something that I knew wasn't right. I was trying to make something work that God never told me to be in. And deep down, I knew it. I just didn't care. I was being rebellious. I was being rebellious. I knew it, but stayed anyway. Because it felt good, because I wanted it, and because I didn't want to let it go. And that's how a lot of us end up in situations that hurt us, if we being for real. Because God is always speaking to us every single day. Every single day, sis. Every single day. Things happen to us not because we didn't know, but because we chose not to obey. So I went horseback riding, honey. It was my birthday and everything felt normal. It felt fun until it wasn't. Out of nowhere, my sister's horse came on the side of me and kicked me in my knee. Baby, let me tell you, instead of pausing and instead of asking God, what is it? I laughed it off. And at the time, it wasn't funny, but later I laughed it. I was like, oh, a horse kicked me, but it wasn't funny. I kept on moving. I didn't discern it. I didn't sit with it. I didn't pray. And I didn't even recognize that God was trying to get my attention in the midst of this situation. Fast forward. I'm at a farm recently and I see this horse named Pluma. He was beautiful. A gypsy vanner, okay, which is a beautiful British horse. Research it if you will. He was calm. He was, listen, the cutest, peaceful looking, honey. And I naturally wanted to go and pet him because I had already petted all the other horses. But guess what? My neighbor said, don't touch him, honey. He bites. This is a gypsy vanner. And Dusty said he bites, so I ain't getting too close to him. He cute though. Hey baby, you're beautiful. You better stop being mean and start being good. I'm telling you. Aw. Look at the little cat coming up. The cat's like, hey, I want to play. Hey baby. Hey. How are you? Hi. Yeah. Look at that big baby. Hi, cutie. Look at your lashes. Hey. Hey, Pablo. Hey, cutie booty. I ain't gonna touch you because I don't know if you bite. I don't want you biting me if you bite, but you cute. Look at your little hooves. Mm-hmm. Too cute. Too cute. Instantly, God brought that Texas moment to me. And he dropped this in my spirit. And this is something I want to give to you. Everything beautiful ain't safe. Everything attractive ain't healthy. And the truth is, everything that looks harmless won't always be harmless. Back in 2014 in Texas on my old trail ride, honey, I wasn't just ignoring a situation. I was ignoring discernment. God was warning me, but I didn't want to recognize it because, again, I wanted to live in my sin. I wanted to do me. I was grown. I felt like could nobody tell me nothing, and that was the season I was in. God was warning me. He was warning me in a way that I didn't ever expect, and it wasn't a loud voice. It wasn't something dramatic. It wasn't something, just blatant. I didn't discern it, and a disruption, a check, something that God is trying to speak to us, sometimes we can actually miss it. Yo, here's the part that really got me. While I was there, I was out of alignment. My sister was planning a surprise concert for me. Beyonce at the time was actually on the Run tour, I think it was, honey. She had Beyonce tickets for me, right? I didn't know. But I didn't even discern what God was doing because I was in the wrong place. Sis, when you're out of alignment, you don't just miss warnings, you miss blessings too. Okay? That horse was a blessing. That horse kicking me was God's way of trying to get my attention to stop doing what I wanted to do when it wasn't in his will, and it was ultimately going to lead me to sin. Because had I died in that sin of fornication, guess what? What good of it? What good would it have been to gain the whole wide world of my pleasure only to lose my soul, honey? Sis, let me ask you something for real. Where are you right now? Where are you right now that doesn't feel right? You know you don't need to be there. I don't know if it's a relationship. I don't know if it's a job. I don't know if it's a situation. I don't know if it's a habit. I don't even know if it's a connection. You felt it early, but you stayed anyway. And now you're trying to figure it out, and it's going to cost you your peace if you don't be obedient to what God is calling you to do in this season. Discernment is not complicated. It's that check. It's that gumption in your spirit, that pause, that something ain't right, or dang, I need to think about that a little bit longer. You've been over explaining it. You've been overriding it, honey. You've been overlooking it. You've been choosing what feels good over what God is showing you, and that ain't right. Boo. I'm not telling you this to shame you. I'm telling you this so that you don't keep repeating it, okay? Because discernment, it is God's protection. Discernment is God protecting you. Discernment is the Holy Spirit speaking to your spirit to get you to do an action that's going to benefit you and your life. God is protecting you. God knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. So let me tell you that this time, when you feel that check, don't ignore it. Don't explain it away, and don't override it. Listen. Pay attention to be obedient. We know the word says it's better to be obedient. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Yeah, that's it. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Sis, if this message spoke to you, I want you to drop in the comments, I'm listening this time. And if you know this is something you struggle with, go ahead and subscribe, boo, because we're growing in this together. If you didn't know, I have a faith fam, a faith male community. Every week, weekly, multiple times a week, I send out encouragement and just general information that's going to help your overall life. Sign up at my website, www.mymustardseedfaith.com. Sign up. There's a free gift waiting just for you. And as I always tell you, boo, faith fights forward. Keep moving, boo. Look, I see you in one of these videos here. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. Bye, boo.